To find moments of clarity in what is the weirdest timeline of your life is a gift that isn't lost on me. After a weekend that was built around what I was affectionately calling Slut Saturday, what was really just an encouragement to flirt and push myself out of my comfort zone, I'm feeling rather resolved about what I need and what I don't need right now. I need sweetness. I don't need pressure. I need intimacy. I don't need indifference. I need patience, and I don't necessarily need forever. I've had so many moments of letting go, accepting the end, embracing new beginnings, feeling genuine relief in quitting the perpetual yearning for sweet endings and wrapping things up with a bow. I felt more curious, more open-minded about exploring parts of myself I've kept caged off in self-protection, realizing that part of healing is exposing myself to my own triggers and allowing myself to move differently, rather than ensuring I never come near them at all. I'm feeling seduced by possibility, if you will. We're writing our numbers on the bar checks, we're making out at the movie theater, reconnecting with old friends. I'm hitting my curiosity hard, and this week it's been leading me down a path lined with poetry and finding comfort and warmth where I can, whether it's with friends, with fleeting flirting, or with something greater than I can even imagine right now. Really, this is just a PSA for PDA. This winter is for kissing. Okay? It's for being curious, being a little silly, and letting yourself break your own rules. Maybe, just maybe, you'll like it after all. The morning after a restaurant roulette, I always feel like I'm on some kind of social high. Is there any better feeling than having delicious cocktails, trying a new delicious restaurant, and flirting with delicious bartenders with your besties? I'm here with my morning Diet Coke because that is the kind of woman that I am. I'm also having a very Sex in the City kind of morning because I just spent the last 30 minutes deciding which vibrators I was gonna give my friends this year for Christmas. And if you're one of my friends that's watching this video, pretend I didn't just spoil your gift to you. But you guys actually don't have to feel left out because this video is sponsored by Bellesa, which means that my friends at Bellesa and I are literally setting out free roses with every single order. Bellesa is a by women for women company for all things sexual wellness. Their mission is to empower everyone to embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality, however that looks like to you. And they have some damn good toys to help you out with that process. I'm assuming you've seen one of these before. I feel like the rose toy kind of blew up on TikTok like a year ago. It's got 10 suction modes, splash proof, rechargeable, and very cute in appearance, obviously. Another vibe that may make its way into the stockings of my friends this year, this one's an all-timer, and that is the thump. It vibrates, it suctions, it thumps. This one to me is pretty special because the thumping sensation is definitely something to write home about, and it fits and charges in this discreet little carrying case. And last but certainly not least, one of my ride or dies, the Pebble. The suction and vibration on this one are controlled independently. So you can use just the suction features or just the vibration features, or you could use both at the same time. Totally up to you, okay? That's your business. But every single person who signs up for my giveaway will get a free rose toy with their order at Bellesa. And all you have to do is click a link in the description of this video to get started. Kind of a fantastic gift, okay?
Nope, I wasn't there. Nope.
All I do is watch Smosh content all day long, really. And honestly, it's a full-time job to be a Smosh head these days. I'm relatively new in the Smosh fandom, to be honest with you. But they put out so much content that like it really is a full-time job to keep up. I aspire to be that. I hope someday to see a world where Lovergirls HQ expands into a production machine the way that Smosh is. I think it's genuinely very inspiring. I'm doing my makeup right now, but genuinely I feel like the sun is about to set, so there's not really a point in doing this, but I have to go run some errands, and sometimes it just feels good to look a little cute. Again, we are still finding joy where we can these days. I did decide against decorating for the holidays this year. I feel like the last time I spoke to you guys I was kind of on the fence about it, and then I just decided that I did not have the energy to put up my tree and decorate or be festive at all this year. Number one, I have just been really busy, but number two, I'm not particularly feeling that festive and happy. But that's okay. That is okay. Listen, not every Christmas can be a home run. Obviously, this is my first holiday season without Mango, and I did think about how it probably would have upset me to go pull out the decorations and see her stocking and all the cat stuff
decorations that I had specifically for her. Obviously, whenever I do put up for Christmas in the future years, those things will still be hung. Her stocking will always have a place in my home. I just don't know if I'm ready to face that this year. I do feel like I am at a place with my grief now where I am feeling anger a lot more, which I think is fine and actually has felt kind of cathartic to let myself feel and let myself be angry and just kind of look at the sky and be like, so why the fuck did this happen? But I also find myself, and this is kind of the less incredible part of that anger, but I've also found myself getting angry when I see people online complaining about their pets or expressing very normal feelings and frustrations. They're not wrong for feeling those things. I think it's not hitting for me specifically right now to see people complaining about their cats scratching their furniture. It's hard for me not to see that and be like, I would literally pay $1 million to get Mango to come scratch another one of my pieces of furniture. Would love nothing more than for that to be the thing that I'm dealing with right now. Obviously, people are allowed to be irritated that their cats are ruining their furniture. That's fine. But honestly, even when Mango was alive, I've always been kind of, I don't like when people are mean about their cats. And maybe I just don't get it because Mango was such a sweetheart and never did anything wrong. But even the moments where she did ruin things of mine or do things she wasn't supposed to, I never got mad at her because I was like, that's my fault. That's my bad. You're a baby and I am an adult. I know what the rules are because I made them. And if you broke the rules, I didn't do a good job of either preventing you from breaking the rule or teaching you what the rule was. It's always kind of irked me to see people get frustrated with their pets and like angry with their pets, especially now, obviously, but always it's kind of irked me. I'm like, it's actually your fault. Also, so much of it is just like, that's just what cats be doing. I feel like if you're gonna have a cat, you have to accept that a lot of your furniture is gonna be ruined. But you love them so much that it's just, that's the life you choose, you know? I would choose a life with torn up couch armrests over a life with perfectly untouched furniture any day of the fucking week. Literally any day of the week. It does not matter to me. Those material things literally mean nothing to get to have a companion that loves you unconditionally and does life with you. So yeah, it does make me mad to see people complain about their pets all the time. Or even like, I remember this summer seeing someone rehome their pet because they wanted to travel more. I have my own opinions about shit like that. I don't like that. But you have these moments in grief where you realize that other people just see their relationship with their pets in a totally different way than you did. Like, I remember seeing someone post in like a hometown Facebook group one time about rehoming their cats because they wanted to travel more, and stuff like that actually just makes me so mad. Obviously, I would always rather an animal be in a home that can support them and love them and care for them, and if you can't do that, rehome the animal, fine. But it bothers me that people view pets as being these things that they can just get rid of the second they decide they don't suit their lifestyle anymore. I don't like when people don't treat their animals like they are part of the family. Like, you can't have a child and then one day wake up and be like, oh, I decided I actually want to travel, so I'm gonna get rid of my kid now. I just think it's wrong. Obviously, I don't want you to be a bad parent. Let's get that kid in a better home, but also be an adult maybe. Like, what are we doing? And I would never wish the pain that I'm feeling on anybody. I hope that no pet owner ever has to go through this. Obviously, every pet owner will go through pet grief at some point, but I hope that when it does happen, it's not unexpected or way too soon and tragic the way it was with Mango. Like, truly, it just couldn't have been worse. But I do just get mad when I see people being kind of ungrateful for how lucky they are to have that kind of problem, or making jokes about getting rid of their pet because they think they're so annoying. Like, it irks me. It irks me. And trust me, I know this is largely a me problem and not a problem for other people, but this is what's annoying me right now. And though it is mostly a me problem, some people are fucking crazy with the way they talk about their pets online. I would have given up everything for Mango. There's not one thing, not one single thing I wouldn't have done for her. And you got people out here that can't tolerate even one small inconvenience from their pet. Just makes me mad. So anyways, I'm putting makeup on and I'm going to pick up some dried flowers for a photo shoot that I'm doing tomorrow. That is a secret, which is so annoying. I know. My patrons know what's going on. I do expose all my secrets on the Patreon. The rest of you won't know for like another month, but the patrons have known since October, which is kind of crazy. God, I do wish I could tell you, but I can't, so. What the fuck? It is so cold out. Not that I'm complaining, because I like this. But, you know, I would have liked maybe a week or two of fall. Sue me. Sue me that I like 4 seasons. These pants are so thin. It's basically like I'm not wearing anything. Holy shit. Why didn't anybody warn me?
It's undeniable that my grief has changed me in all corners of my life, even in some unexpected ones. I've been reconnecting with art like I did as a child. I've been craving physical touch way more. Traveling exhausts me now. I want nothing but to stay completely still. I crave companionship and friendship and love that wraps me up and reminds me of my mango. The hole she left in my life is truly unfillable, but I'm trying my best to plant seeds and just follow what feels right in the moment. And sometimes that means that I just need someone to hold my hand for a little bit and be sweet to me.
You really forget how awesome it is to go outside, take a walk, and listen to Abracadabra at full volume until you do it. And then you're like, fuck, I should have done that earlier in the day. Consider my dried flowers acquired. Additionally, consider a peanut butter cookie from Bake Shop also acquired. I've been living in this sweat set since I got it. It is so cozy. I've been going to Bake Shop for years and I have been sleeping on their cookies. These cookies though, they're almost kind of like scones. Like they're somewhere between a scone and a cookie. They are fucking delicious. All of them, all of the flavors, but the peanut butter cookies are my favorite. Sun is going down now. I just finished setting up my dried flowers for the photo shoot tomorrow. I've got a feather boa in my possession, which I'm pretty excited about. And now I'm just sitting on the floor of my bedroom. A really big subject for me in therapy and my life in general over the last 6 months, let's call it, 9 months maybe, I don't know, this year, has been processing my sexual assault and reflecting on my relationship with sex in the aftermath of it. I was assaulted 3 or 4 years ago, I forget when exactly. And I've gone through so many different phases of reckoning with that, and for a long time I just kind of put it to the side and convinced myself it wasn't as bad as it was, and the story has morphed inside my brain to be something more digestible at times because I honestly just couldn't bear to think about it. I don't really want to get into all of that right now. That's a different video for a different day. But I think over the last 6 to 9 months, it's really started coming up for me a lot more because I feel like I'm reaching a point in my processing of that moment where I have shielded myself so much from things that could trigger me, moments that could set me off. I've just taken sex out of my life. And for a while that felt like the right choice for me, choosing to take sex off the table completely, only dating, only moving with the intention of sharing intimacy with someone that I was seriously involved with. I haven't had sex in a long time. Honestly, it doesn't bother me either. And I think some people would hear me say that and be like, oh, so sex just doesn't really matter to you? And it's like, well, no, it's not that. I actually feel probably the most sexual that I've ever been in my life, but it's just a truly more solitary experience for me at this point. Sharing in my sexuality with someone else is different now. It's harder now. There is a long stretch of time there where it was beneficial for me to protect myself, to be alone, to take sex off the table as something that I can share with someone I'm not in a long-term committed relationship with. Like, there was purpose to the self-protective measures that I have imposed upon myself. And I think I'm now learning that I don't know that those protections are serving me as much anymore. I think I've done a good deal of internal and personal processing, but you can only do so much without exposing yourself to the moment, to life, to the things that might trigger you. It's like when people say, and by people I mean me, when people say things like, oh, you know, I'm so good on my own, I'm so confident, and I feel so good when I am just by myself. But then you throw me in the dating pool, you expose me to this type of person, that type of person, suddenly I start feeling a lot shittier about myself, or this thing starts upsetting me, and this comes up and that comes up, and it's like, it's not me, it's other people. And there's truth in that, right? But also the way we engage with the world, the way we engage with other people, that is us, that is a part of us. And I just feel like I'm reaching a point where I want to be brave enough to encounter the things that will trigger me, that will upset me, that will bring up old wounds. And my goal is not to make sure those wounds never come up. My goal is just to show myself that I can handle those things when they come up, that I can be gentle and delicate and honest and vulnerable, and that I can take care of me and the exploration of my life beyond the box I've decided is safe for me to be inside of. Anyways, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Just really craving to reconnect with a version of myself that existed before that moment, and feeling like I really have reconnected with her on my own. But over the last couple months, suddenly feel curious about sex again in a way that I haven't in a really long time. And I'm excited to figure out what that means to me, and I trust that I am capable of following myself through that journey and being kind to myself in the process. But it's weird. I was talking to my therapist, I was like, this is truly unlike me. I don't know if I've ever felt this way before in my life. Brand new era that's happening for me, and it's weird and uncomfortable, but it's also really beautiful and like a deeply uncomfortable and strange marker of progress that I've made in my own processing, and also a marker of how much more I have in front of me and how intimidating and scary that can feel sometimes. I feel really vulnerable. I had a moment the other day, I got upset and I was crying to one of my friends about feeling just angry that there's this thing that's a part of me that I have to make room for all the time. And I get angry that I feel like sex isn't this like whimsical hee sexy thing to me anymore, because it's just so loaded. And sometimes it feels a lot to trust someone to hold that with me. Fun to be curious again. It's fun to be feeling a little flirty. Making out is awesome. And I am looking forward to the day where my sexual self feels like something I get to share with other people in a way that doesn't terrify me or make me miserable in the aftermath of when it's all said and done. I don't know. It's nice to feel different, and it's also kind of scary to feel different. So as you may or may not know, I started doing a bi-monthly poetry art print club over on my Patreon. The next print gets sent out in early January, so if you want one, come join the $10 or $15 tiers on Patreon. But I've been working on a poem called The Crab, and I've been doing a lot of oil pastels, so I did this one of a crab to go with it, and I actually think it's pretty good. Like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but like, look at how much I've improved in the last month and a half. That was the first one I did, and this is my crab. I'm pretty happy about it. But this isn't gonna be the final piece of art. I'm gonna scan this in, and then I'm probably gonna play around with writing my favorite line or lines from the poem over the crab in different ways. I don't know. But I thought that maybe if you've made it this far in the video, I can give you a little sneak peek of the crab. This is honestly one of my favorite poems that I've written in a while. And it's been on my list of poems that I wanted to write for years at this point. I've had this concept written down in my notes for a long time. So, without further ado, this is the crab. I'm not afraid to see the bottom, to lay in the dark seabed floating in the moult of your past lives. Maybe I'd love your salt wounds, wrapped in my seaweed boa, bare and sank in your ocean heart. I'm not afraid for stung eyes, to fall past daylight looking for nowhere boy while he's gone quiet. Maybe I'd love an easy Sunday, held in the sanctuary of Galos, waiting for the show to begin again. I'm not afraid to be at the mercy of waves, to be taken by currents you can't protect me from, to be stuck with you in the tender pit. And maybe I'd fit in the shell anyways, pinched and kissed all over, mesmerized in our own underpinning. To love you not is my only fear, to be unknown by you, the only true drowning. I'm really proud of that one.